Worthless. Do you feel worthless? Don't know the answer to that, but I do know that the band of today is a band called Worthless from Finland with their second album called Melancholic Rites. And as you see quite clearly, this is 2020 release, already out since last November, I think. And for some peculiar reason, this one is self-financed release. So after a couple of months of waiting in the queue, that is my massive review queue, the album is right here for review, and what we have here is this glossy covered digipack, which features the kind of a melancholic nature of Finnish death metal. Pretty decent release, despite being a self-financed. I'm merely talking about the packaging in here. Seems like the band, or whoever decided to put it out, band I guess, hasn't really been saving money, and that's a good thing for you people who actually like what Worthless is all about. Let's take a look at the band's Metal Archive site while I'll tell you a little bit more about this release and the band. As you can see, the band has been out since 2009, released its first demo in 2012. Now, those two first demos of 2012 and 2014 were quite good. I remember having them back in the days and reviewing them like 4 out of 5 being very promising demos and all that stuff. Now, Grim Catharsis is something that I don't recall hearing when it came out in 2015, but that's when the band basically started, their record career, so to speak, and, the band has been doing their stuff since then. 2017, a couple of smaller releases came out. No recollection whatsoever having those in my player. So really didn't know what to expect now that the band is 2020 release with the second album, but I must say it's a little bit a disappointment what was promised with the demos. It's not like the album is bad, by no means, far away from that, but it's like midway on the road from demo phase, very promising ones, to the level of like, let's just smash some skulls with proper old school death metal. Now the thing here is, this 35 minutes is very much old school death metal. It's slow, it's heavy, there's some catchy, somewhat catchy guitar leads and all that sound. It actually sounds very much like 1990s Swedish death metal, and hadn't I known the band previously, I would have guessed this to be Swedish death metal. And that by no means is a negative thing to say, because after all, we all know how good Swedish death metal can be. But now, the thing where this album kind of fails, or doesn't really get to those expectations in my opinion, is that, first of all, none of these songs are that catchy. None of them are really memorable. It's more like decent riff, one after another, and then it's all over. There is no, how to say, climax. There is nothing climatic about the release. It's more like you get to hear these songs and then you're like, okay, but it will build up. It will go to the level. It will climb the mountain. And on the mountaintop you're like, man, this is how good old school death metal is. But now it seems more like work in progress. Like, wait for it. We're building. Come back for a bit. And then you come back and you're still in the building phase. So, once again, it's a good production, and the basic idea with the album is very good. But it's more like not reaching those climatic moments, the climax, and you're like, okay, I get it, you're a warm-up band, for those that are already on the top of the mountain. The vocals are a little bit different than your typical death metal growliness, both good and bad. Some people might think it's better because they're not just like some basic death metal growly parts, but some people might be disappointed just because of that. Well, be it as it may, you just have to listen it out and figure out for yourself whether or not it's your cup of tea. I still think the Worthless is a promising band, but with this album they're not quite able to deliver what was expected. That's how I feel about it, so it's quite good, but no cigar moment. Anyway, be it as it may, I strongly recommend you to check out the band if you're into old school death metal, Swedish or Finnish type, and then you can figure it out whether or not it's your cup of tea. I think it's worth giving a shot, but just don't expect too much and you're good to go. Thanks for watching, take care and bye bye.